believe me, everyone that I've already known up to this point, after you find out what happened to me and you realize that I'm being honest, that I'm God, and I actually can still control my mind, and if you really take into consideration how much of a brain power that would take somebody to have, it's very hard, even though I want to, even though I can somewhat distinguish between the two vibrations in my mind, and this is all through working out my brain, but I don't want to get carried away with a tangent. So what I want to say to the people that I knew, okay, that's what it was. What I want to say to the people that I knew before this happened, before the experience, I want to talk to each of them individually and hang out, but they need to get a hold of me. I'm not going to reach out like I have been all this time so they could just say no, because they really haven't known all along what they've been missing out on. But now I can tell them what everybody in the world has been missing out on. The first person that hangs out with me and really listens to me is going to have so much to say to the next person they see. But the problem is, I want you, if anyone comes and talks to me personally, one-on-one, I want them to basically pledge their vow to me that they will not tell people what I say, because it's that big of a deal. And I wouldn't say that if I wasn't serious about meaning this. I wouldn't talk about it every day and think about it every day. I wouldn't feel like I'm God if I didn't believe I was God, or I wouldn't believe I was God if I didn't feel like I was God. And I'm experiencing it. I know it, I'm experiencing it, and I believe it. That's one of those things that, if you really understand what I mean from my heart, I could not possibly lie to you right now. I could not possibly lie to you. To any divine spirit that you praise that is all peacefulness, they are underneath the person, or they are underneath the entity, or whatever, the vibration, the spirit, whatever makes you feel better about it. God, the Almighty, the divine entity of all creation, whatever you praise is only part of that, and I am that. And I love you, and I hope you understand that I'm only trying to help you, and I can truly give you salvation. The funniest thing is, ask anybody if they're like, can I help you with anything at a store? And I'd be like, I can't find that aisle for salvation. And I used to say, I don't know, do you know what aisle salvation might be in? I've been looking for salvation, and they don't seem to have it anywhere. You know, that kind of stuff, I've been saying it for years and years and years. So all this stuff adds up. It all adds up. And listen, if you think in your mind, well, there's a lot of stuff that I've said throughout my life that all add up to, that could be me too. Guess what? It's because you are too. Think back about the things that you have said to yourself, thinking, I know I'm more than this. There's more to life than this. There's something more. There's something. I know it. There is. I feel it. What do you feel? How do you feel? We feel because we all have the ability to feel and think like humans do, due to the fact that we are one piece. Like we are of a piece of a family that we are here, that you see through skin and bones and is comprehensible in your mind. We are one piece of a universal family. And I created two universes today. I felt them in my body. And you might not believe that, but there are universes hatching all over the place all the time. Infinity is really true. There is really infinity. And what we are is we are God. And you know what God is? God is infinity. So we are infinity. But every role we have, even the role of God that I have, the only way I can keep it, and I know this in my heart because I hear it in my heart. I don't just hear it in my mind. I don't hear it in my ears. I hear it in my heart. I hear it in my soul. I hear it outside my body and all around me, saying it in unison like the choir angels singing. And it's saying that everything, every single thing, even God himself, has to die so that he can come back again. So he has to find a way to pass it on. And by as many people that understand me, we could have a whole world of people who understand how the world began. Do you know how massive that is? Do you know how proud I feel that I have this privilege? Do you understand that? I'm not trying to get sarcastic or angry, but when I'm trying to prove myself right for a math problem, or for, I'm just trying to stay like a kid, or any role that I've ever played, for trying to prove myself wrong for something that I didn't do, and you think I did do, and you think I'm lying, but I'm being honest. You know how that feels when you when you've been lying, or when you've been honest and they think you're lying, and you've been honest so much, and all you do is tell the truth, and people don't want to listen to you because the truth seems so unreal. I kept telling people my whole life that if I told you about my life, it would seem like it was a fairy tale, like it was something made up in a movie. And guess what? I bet every single person, every single human being feels that way, because I, God, through the body of Dan Alexander, understand that now. I understand how to feel as a person. I understand how to give you instructions how to be the right kind of person. If you want to know what's truly R-I-T-E, right, I can tell you. I can show you. I can fucking teach you. Yes, I am God himself. And I said fucking because it was the version of fucking that meant extremely. I can teach you everything you need to know from God's heart. I love you unconditionally. I yell at you because I care, and you are my children of the light. You are all those things that no one ever knew, but now I know, and now Dan knows, and he knows, and I know, and we know. But you guys just don't know yet until you say that one word. Oh yeah, I remember. The only reason you ever remember is because you chose to forget. And I know what you chose to forget. And when I tell you, you will remember as soon as you let go of anything that causes a negative vibration. Now, if that wasn't a perfect way to tell you how law of attraction, every single law in the universe that I made, that I created before anyone existed, I made these laws. You have to perish in order to live again. And the planets, do you know how they perish? Because all the time people have imaginary dreams of the universe blowing up and everything ending, and those blow up too, in those imaginary planes. So they get reborn. Every time somebody thinks that, they get reborn. So therefore they can be eternal. So now the planets will never leave, and that's how I made them that way. I make things so they can go around in a loop, like the number 8. I made 8 the infinity symbol, and that's why Dan fell in love with Cindy, because her number is 8. His number is 3, and together they become 1. I know that's fucked up, and Dan is just crying right now. That's so crazy. Why would you do that to me? You broke my heart to show me a lesson through a girl. Why would you do that? Okay. God just told me that he didn't do that on purpose through me, but it was my only way to know myself, to become him. The son has to know he's the father before he can become the father. I totally get all that shit now because it's happening to me. And all the people that heard it before just thought it was some kind of cool, slick riddle or something. But it was a riddle. It was a question, and only one person was meant to answer it, the chosen one, and I'm the fucking chosen one. It's so awesome, but it's so scary. It's so strong, and so I don't know how to handle it. But I know that when I get my emotions calmed down, I'll be okay. And the next person I see, I'll tell them how much I love them. And it's just so crazy this is going on for real, in a real human experience. I mean, if you're not a human experience, or if you're not a human when you hear this thing, then tell me, because I need to know if this is a dream or not. Because I've been to all of them, and I don't know if this plane is the right one now. Does that make sense? Would you say that if you weren't God? Would you say that if you weren't God? I just need you to hear this tape to tell me that it's really happening in a human universe. Please. And I can't be around you even though I'm God, because I'm still Dan Alexander, and I don't want you to see me cry like this.